When it comes to sound design, I'm a firm believer in drawing inspiration from the characters in the film. Sure, any amount of effects can sound neat or cool or intense, but if those are your parameters, it can be hard to decide if you've done enough work. It can drive yourself crazy. Sound editing can be so subjective, it's sometimes hard to know when to stop. However, if your creative decisions are motivated by your character's feelings or their behavior, it helps you make more focused decisions. And of course, more focus means you're spending less time and less money. Here's an example from the Dirty Harry films. First, we'll see a montage from the first two films in the series. Dirty Harry from 1971, directed by Don Siegel, and Magnum Force, 1973, directed by Ted Post. Clint Eastwood plays a cop named Harry Callahan, and Harry's gun of choice is the .44 Magnum, which has a very distinct sound. Notice in this montage that every gunshot sounds as if it came from the same gun. Let's be a little clearer about Harry's trademark gun. I'll stress this. The .44 Magnum is the most powerful handgun in the world, and its sound is as unique as its look. Now, to zero in on the sound design aspect, every gunshot in that montage sounds as if it were Harry shooting his .44 Magnum. However, there's one instance where he's shooting someone else's gun, not a .44 Magnum. Here's the setup. Early on in Magnum Force, a plane's being hijacked, and Harry hatches a scheme to get on board by posing as a pilot, which means he has to go on unarmed. But before long, he wrestles away a gun from one of the hijackers, which you can clearly see is not a .44 Magnum. No, this is a .44 Magnum. Moments later, one of the hijackers shoots at Harry, and you can hear that his gun is also not a .44 Magnum. And yet when Harry opens fire on the hijacker, using one of the hijacker's guns, it still makes the trademark .44 Magnum gunfire sound. The notion is simple. The filmmaker believed that no matter what weapon Harry had in his hand, a machine gun, a knife, he could be shooting rubber bands at a coworker, it would sound like the .44 Magnum. The idea, which is incredibly simple, is by definition sound design. It's making a creative choice for a sound effect over a logical one. And here's an interesting postscript. When Magnum Force came out on DVD in 2001, its soundtrack was remixed in Dolby 5.1 surround, which is no surprise. They do that all the time now, and whenever they do this, this process is normally seized upon as an excuse to upgrade the sound quality of the sound effects, beef them up, make them a little more contemporary. And in this instance, the new generation, the new sound editors that did this, decided that the gunshot moment I was referring to was either a mistake, because clearly he wasn't shooting a .44 Magnum, or whatever they did, they decided to fix it by putting in the appropriate gun sound, as you can hear here. I think this decision made in 2001 illustrates even more the simple brilliance of the original idea.